back. So today I've got a pretty simple video for you guys. I'm going to be stripping down and cleaning, servicing my giant Trans 2018 behind me. It's been sat for a little while now, I haven't used it in a fair few months. I need to get my dropper seat post fixed, so I'm going to be stripping that down today and figuring out what parts I need to be ordering to get that fixed. And yeah, other than that, I'm going to be getting it washed, getting it serviced, make sure my tyre pressures and everything are okay. And with a bit of luck, I should be able to head out at the end of the week to Chicksands that I'm planning on going to at the minute. Yeah, just get a bit of riding going out there with a couple of mates, and yeah, hopefully that'll be another video for you guys to come. I'll hopefully have some GoPro chest footage and all of that sort of thing. So with a bit of luck, we'll be able to get a fun day going there. But yeah, as of today, I'm just going to be stripping down, cleaning it, making sure everything's ready to go. Yeah, I'm going to bring you guys along just to show you what I'm doing and how I do everything. So yeah, let's get cracking. So I think first things first is going to be for me to try and tackle the seat post on this bike. So those of you that know mountain bikes know that some bikes, or well, most bikes these days will come with a dropper seat post where you can set the seat post to right down low, like I've currently got it set up here, so it's right down at the bottom, or you can have it lifted quite high up, you can set it in the middle. It depends on what sort of terrain you're riding. So normally, say if you're out in the mountains, something like that, you'll have the seat post right down. So like I said, in this position here, you'll have the seat post right down for things like going downhill to get the seat out of the way so you can really shift your weight over the back wheel of the bike, etc, etc. And then yeah, you'll have the seat post lifted right up high when you're doing things like climbing and like flatland and that sort of thing, just so it makes it easy for you to pedal. But yeah, I think first thing first is going to be trying to get this seat post out of the bike. I've got to unroute the cable that goes from this little lever up here, that little lever there, all the way through the frame, down to the bottom of the seat post, which is in that tube there, and yeah, get the post out and see if I can figure out anything that's wrong with it, and hopefully get a new part ordered. So first things first, I'm going to need some snips to get rid of that cable tie. So as you guys can pretty much see, as soon as I snipped the cable tie, the seat post went up without me even touching the lever, and that is effectively the issue we've got. So yeah, that's basically what I need to be looking at and finding out, and hopefully sorting out a new seat post to get in here. With a bit of luck, it's not going to be too expensive. On a seat post is going to be anywhere from £150 upwards. So yeah, but I'll get this one taken out and we'll see what we can find.
A few moments later.
So, I've just had a bit of a fight to get this out because it's quite tight, but as you guys can see here, at the end of your dropper seat post cable, there's that tiny little nib there. There we go. And that, when you look at the inside of your seat post, you guys can see just there that the cable hooks through that and the nib sits on the top. So you might be able to see just there that is where that big bit of the nib sits, and that latch is the bit that actuates the seat post up and down. Now, I now need to look at this because there is no tension on this latch whatsoever. So something must be wrong inside the actual seat post construction itself. So I've got it in the vise here. I basically need to strip it down and try and get all the components laid out to see if I can find what the fault's going to be. So yeah, that's the next step. Let's get cracking on. One bit of advice I'd have for you guys if you're doing this yourself, make sure you loosen your cable off up here so you've got maximum wiggle room down the bottom, because as you can see, this is where the cable comes through and it's quite tight if you don't push your cable through. Also, make sure that on this bike the cable pushes through the right hand side of the frame. Make sure you've got all the excess cable pushed through from the lever to give you as much down here as you can. So, I've got it mounted up in the vise now. I think my first port of call is going to be to try and get this latch off the bottom. So, just going to start unscrewing that, see if we can see anything in here. So all we've got in there is the bottom of the strut, and yeah, that's our latch mechanism. So we can see that the whole latch mechanism is free and functioning. So the latch goes from the bottom here inside, and that then goes onto the bottom of the seat post and help everything actuate. So nothing looks to be wrong with that. So we're going to set that off to the side and keep going and see if we can find anything else. There's another little part that's come off there. We're going to set that with the same piece. After we've taken off that end cap, you can actually see the main strut inside of the seat post. So I don't know if you guys can see just in there. See that shiny silver bit? So that's the bottom of the seat post. This is the actual strut thing. It's the bar inside the strut that's going to raise everything up and down. But as you can see in there, is you've got your actual strut. So I'm going to try and strip it down a little bit further, see if we can get that out and decide if it's got any faults with it. I've decided I'm going to try and get this seat off the top. So I'm going to go and grab a set of Allen keys out the toolbox and get this seat taken off. So, as you guys can see, I've now got the top of the seat off and we are mainly down to the actual struts. So, from what I can see here, you can see that just the strut inside has failed because the seat post should be fighting back against me. It should be pushing up. So as I'm pushing in, the seat post, if it was functional, should be pushing back on my hand. But as you guys can see, I can push it straight in and the strut isn't re-extending. So I'm going to see if I can get this stripped down any further to get the actual strut out the inside and then try and get hold of a part number or something like that off the component and see if we can find one on the internet. So as you guys can see at the top of the seat post here, there's a little flathead. So I'm going to get that unscrewed and see if that helps us any further in getting the seat post out. And there you go, just like that, strut's out. So just like that, as you guys can see, we've managed to get the strut out. Now, the next port of call is, thankfully enough, there is a part number on here. So I'm going to chuck this part number into Google and see if I can basically find a strut that comes up. So yeah, hopefully with it being a minor component like this, it shouldn't be too expensive. 40, 50 quid, no more, hopefully. And yeah, let's hope. Because it's a 2018 bike, I don't know whether people are going to keep them in stock, but fingers crossed, it may be like a generic part that a lot of bike stores will keep in store. So let's see if we can cross-reference this part number that's on the strut here and find it on Google to get one ordered. After some previous research, I'm led to believe that the 125 is in fact the 395mm. See that just there? £34, drop a seat post. So actually a nice simple fix for hopefully, it could have been a lot worse considering how expensive mountain bikes are getting these days, but yeah, just took a bit of time to strip it down and get it sorted, but now we know that it's only going to cost us £35. It was a lot better to strip it down and have a look and find the issue rather than just thinking let's buy another seat post. So yeah, I'll get one of them ordered and see, hopefully it'll get it before Friday. If not, I'm going to have to reassemble and put it all back in to get it sorted. So hopefully I'll be able to go biking Friday, but yeah, that's nice. Problem solved. So I think the next thing to do now is I've got my seat post ordered. That should be on its way hopefully for the end of this week. Next thing to do is going to be to give it a wash. So I'm now going to cut into a little cinematic footage of me getting the bike washed and sorted, ready to go. gentlemen, that is going to be the end of what I can be filming today. The bike is all nice and clean, sat over there gleaming. Like I said, that's going to wrap it up for today. Thank you guys very much for tuning in. I really hope you guys enjoyed the video. I know I've really enjoyed making it, and I'm going to love editing it soon as well. Yeah, thank you once again so much for tuning in. I can't wait to see you guys on the next one in a bit.